Today's video, we're going to talk about the not so glamorous side of RV living.
Public showers.
Public showers. All right, I'm out here this morning. It's about 27 degrees, I think. Some of you guys are going to be like, we live where it's negative 400 degrees. Why are you complaining? I get it. We're from Texas. We don't deal with this very often. We're up here in Oklahoma visiting Jackie's sisters. And I'm going to show you a few things that we're doing to make it livable. So I started out with one insulated bag, and now I'm up to two. I have two insulated bags, and then the heated garden hose as well. I'm a safety Nazi, as first sergeants tend to be, so I got cones out to remind myself and other people if they cut through there. So you can see we got it hooked up. We got our 50 amp. I'm using the 30 amp to run the space heater in the living room and my engine block heater. And then the 20 amp, I'll show you, I have hooked up to our little space heater in the basement and the tank heater wraps that I have on the propane tanks. These things are pretty amazing. It's supposed to keep your tank around 80 degrees, I think, closed up in that cabinet. The only problem I ran into is that I can't latch the factory latches that hold it in, but the door does a great job as long as we keep it latched. Oh, and that's my spare 15 foot. I need to get a second stinky slinky sleeve to mount under there, which I'll do. And then this is one, I guess it's a 20 foot section that I use for here, but that's the one we usually use for short stops. I seal it up, get all the air out of it, close it. That's where I keep it. But you can see I have the hoses, all the wires going into the belly, 50 amp, 20 amp. I have two coming out, and I've got this yellow one that we run in the window right here. That's for our space heater, and she also uses it for her Ninja cooking oven, so we're not tapping into the RV, we're using the post. Then I'm running it up all through here, trying to keep it organized. I keep all the wires together. I'm kind of using this as like a wire holding box, and this seems to be working pretty well. It's a mess in here. I absolutely hate seeing it like this, but you gotta do what you gotta do. We also had some problems with our Starlink. Starlink is sending us a brand new one because the GPS module failed, and it took me 6.5 hours to get online the other day. It's online, it's running strong now, so we'll see how the new one works out. One thing I had no idea about before I started RVing was propane. Like, I didn't think it would be this freaking hard to get propane, but I just called Tractor Supply. They're like, nah, we're sold out. Everywhere's sold out. The RV park that we're at, the Tulsa RV Ranch, they do propane here. They can get to us tomorrow morning, but I always keep a spare tank. You can see it right there. I keep a spare tank. I think it's about 60% full, so I'm gonna see if I can swap out the Mopica to monitor it, and then pull off that one, get this one filled tomorrow, and then we should be good to go from there. So you can see these Mopicas, they just magnet onto the bottom. So I'm gonna take off that protective case and see if I can just magnet it to my spare. If that works, I won't have to buy another monitor. All right, that didn't come off as easy as I thought it was going to. I actually broke one of the clips off, but I've got this on the bottom, so I'm gonna install it and then see if it registers as RV Tank 2. It's what this one is. Just gotta change out the heat wrap. I'll show y'all what I got going on in here. I just got a little space heater from Walmart, a 360 heater. That's what we have going on in the garage. No reason to unload the bikes, because ain't nobody riding motorcycles right now. But it's a balmy 64 degrees out here in the garage right now. And the sun was out yesterday, so those windows are really helping, but not today. One thing I wanted to talk about was those heated wraps that I put on, that I was talking about. You know, they heat it up. It makes it more efficient. So if you notice right here, when I first put the tank in there, it said 78%. I thought it was at like 60, but with the gauge on there, it put it at 78%. And then after the wrap had been on for a little while, I don't know, like 15-20 minutes, it had heated that tank up. And when I rechecked the level, it shows 84%. So to me, that's just that much more efficient, warming it up from being 30 something degrees outside. You get a much better performance out of your propane tanks in the cold weather. Another thing I did down here in the storage is I got a little space heater. Open that door, keeping everything toasty. The other day it warmed up to like 50 degrees and we were in another part of the Metroplex. And I checked the waggle, I had the waggle down here and it said it was 98 degrees. I'm like, holy crud. So as soon as we got home, I turned it off. So that little heater, even set on 2, not even all the way up, keeps this thing plenty warm. I just keep everything away from it, give it some airspace back here, good to go. And I can tell you that the water, when you get water out of the faucet, is warm until it gets to the cold water from the tank. So I have no concerns about that freezing up. I just came out here to walk the dogs and I'm not sure what's going on with this. Looks like a new Alliance. The Avenue. What the heck? What's with that black tarp? Everybody here is got everything pretty battened down. They must live here like all the time. But this is the Tulsa RV park. Not much to see. We got a great spot though. New concrete pad. About 65 feet long. So no complaints there. I just don't know what's going on with this. Very interesting. In today's video, we're going to talk about the not so glamorous side of RV living.
Public showers.
Public showers. Because our drain nozzle, the hoses, I mean, everything in the RV is not frozen, but it's that stupid little secondary Valterra valve that won't let me drain the tanks.
$27.50.
Yeah, give it out for everyone. This is why I'm coming over here and bringing a book. Because of this. It says they are not unisex. We've had a lot of complaints about men being in the women's bathroom and women being in the men's. Yeah, I'm gonna sit over here while she takes a shower today. Yeah. One thing I learned in the military is bring your own shower shoes. Ugh. All right, just for reference, I've taken showers in Iraq that were cleaner and better equipped than the place we just showered. So I hope these pipes thaw quickly. I don't want to take any more of these public showers. So we tried to take the dogs out in this freezing rain and the steps are completely wet. So thank goodness Brinkley gave us this and this. Check this out. Look at that. What do they think of next? Get the ice off here, and then when we go in, we just flip them up, and they won't attract anymore. Pretty darn cool, I think. You got steam. I don't know who's a genius, Brinkley or me, but it works. So this is what we woke up to today. We had a little ice storm last night. Flooded over there. Icicles on the Brinkley. I'm gonna heat these steps again, get the ice off of them. We developed this little tool to flip the steps up when the door is closed. Of course, now it's not gonna work. I think I got this started last time. So overall, I'm going to give the Brinkley an A. I mean, I've shown you a few things that we've done, and you know, obviously
These guys don't care. I mean, look at that. They're like, all they know is that we provide warmth and food and water and everything's cozy. So I would give it an A. I mean, is there any point where you were like so cold you couldn't take it?
No.
No. And we had the space heater. It's like this space heater right here. We had that space heater going in here. And if you leave the bedroom door open, you're going to have to turn the heat down because all the heat in here goes to the bedroom. And you saw we had the little heater in the garage, that 360 heater. It was keeping it about 64, 65. But at one point, it was like 78 degrees in our bedroom. And I'm like, we got to turn that down. So, and that's without running the furnace, really. We did run the furnace a couple times. We set it at about 70 degrees, and it would keep it nice in here. So I'd say A+. The only issue we had was that external Valterra valve froze up. And when that froze up, I couldn't drain the tanks, so that's why we had to do the public restroom showers, which we are learning to hate more and more. We get spoiled to our Brinkley. So the only thing we have left here in Tulsa is to finish unhooking the RV in the morning, and we're gonna hit the road and head to Oklahoma City. So we'll pick this video up first thing in the morning. The most difficult thing about this freaking RV park is that you're balanced like you're trying not to fall in a river while you disconnect everything. So I'm glad we're getting out of here today. I'm glad the weather has broken.
Are you ready for me to move in the bedroom side?
Yes. And you can see how that works. She just radios me. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's finish this out. Get out of this freezing temperatures. A little, hi.
Hi.
A little side note here. We couldn't get the rear black tank. The only thing that goes in there is water. We don't like use it for a restroom, just the sink area. So we couldn't get it to drain. And then this came out. So that rear nozzle going up to the tank that's outside the RV was frozen, I guess. Are you ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
Me too. Wow. Okay, it's been kind of a fun time here in this cold weather. What do you think?
Yep.
Pedro does not agree. He's got his hoodie on, he's still shivering. So until next time, we're off to warmer places, we hope. Well, we'll see. Y'all take care.